Well, J.P. Chase, the nation's largest bank by assets, has found a defender, believe it or not, and of all people, Democratic Congressman Barney Frank.
What?
Congressman Frank says the government, says the government is going after the wrong bank, and he's going after the bank for possible misdeeds of Bear Stearns, which JP acquired 4 years ago at the government's own urging. Frank calls it a case of no good deed going unpunished. I think Ashley said that, and he ripped it off. Here to sort it all out for us, Fox News senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napoltano. Judge, what did he found religion.
Well, I mean, I agree with him. I think a lot of those of us who watch these things agree with him. Look, if you buy an asset, you buy it with all of its value and with all of its drawbacks.
Right.
And one of those drawbacks may be that the asset, here Bear Stearns, harmed some people before you bought it. So you assume the liability that Bear Stearns had. That's basic black letter law. But that assumes that your acquisition, in my hypothetical, was voluntary. Do you remember the world about 4 years ago? It is the fall of 2008. The government has just spent billions bailing out AIG. The government has given billions, which was utterly wasted, to General Motors. And the government then... Hank Paulson, the Secretary of the Treasury, and Ben Bernanke were basically telling these banks, you have to do this to stay alive.
Right.
And they basically said to J.P. Chase, you have to buy Bear Stearns whether you want it or not. So the same government which now told Bear Stearns told J.P. Chase to buy Bear Stearns is suing J.P. Chase because of people who lost money when Bear Stearns was Bear Stearns. It doesn't make sense.
How does this play out in court, Judge? I mean, I understand if you buy something, you take on everything that comes with it. That's why you do due diligence. But in this case, you had a gun to your head. How does the court deal with that?
I confuse governments. The government that compelled the acquisition of Bear Stearns by J.P. Chase was the federal government.
Right.
The suing party here is the state of New York. They certainly knew what was going on. All these decisions were cooked up either in D.C. or down on Wall Street or 2 blocks from here. I think ultimately, Ashley, a case like this is settled with a transfer of billions in cash to the Treasury of the state of New York, not to the people whom the Attorney General says were harmed by what Bear Stearns did. So this is, again, just another government scheme to transfer cash from A to B to C.
But, Judge, we have to run. But why now, Barney Frank, coming out with this? I mean, is it because he's retiring?
Well, the lawsuit was just filed about 3 weeks ago.
That's right.
And maybe he just became aware of it. Why he's saying it now, I don't know. I give him kudos for his intellectual honesty. Even somebody like Barney Frank, the father of Dodd-Frank, acknowledges that at times the government can go too far, and this is one of those happy acknowledgments.